They came from the cold seas of Scandinavia, not as horned monsters from legend, but as farmers, sailors, traders, craftsmen, and sometimes raiders. The people we now call Vikings first arrived on the shores of England near the end of the 8th century. Their longships cut through the North Sea like drifting shadows, fast, silent, deadly when they needed to be. In the year 793, a Viking raid struck the monastery of Lindisfarne off the northeast coast of England. To the Christian kingdoms of the time, it felt like the end of the world. Monasteries burned, treasures vanished, monks fled or died. One Anglo-Saxon chronicler wrote that heathen men destroyed God's church with fierce robbery and slaughter. But history is rarely as simple as the terrified survivors described it. Most Vikings were not full-time warriors. For much of the year, they lived ordinary lives back home in Norway, Denmark, and Sweden. They raised cattle and sheep, farmed barley and rye, built boats, told stories around smoky hearth fires while brutal winters swept across the fjords. Their world was harsh. Good farmland was limited, powerful local rulers competed constantly, and wealth was difficult to gain. So when word spread of rich monasteries across the sea, places filled with silver cups, gold crosses, imported wine and little protection, many saw opportunity. To the Vikings, England must have looked astonishingly wealthy. Soft green fields, busy ports, rich kingdoms divided against one another, and perhaps most importantly, easy to reach by ship. The Viking longship became one of the greatest engineering achievements of the age. Light enough to carry over land, strong enough to survive open seas, shallow enough to sail up rivers deep into enemy territory. A raiding party could appear without warning, strike fast, and vanish before an army could even gather. But the Vikings were more than raiders. Archaeology shows they cared deeply about appearance. They combed their hair carefully, used tweezers and ear spoons for grooming. Some English writers even complained that Viking men were too clean and attractive to local women. Not exactly the image most people picture. Their society was built around loyalty, reputation, and honor. A Viking chieftain gained followers by rewarding them with silver, weapons, and land. Success brought status. Failure brought humiliation. For many young men, raiding offered a chance to rise in a world where opportunity was limited. And England kept drawing them back. Year after year, the raids grew larger. What began with small attacks on isolated monasteries slowly became something far more dangerous. Entire Viking armies would eventually arrive on English soil, not merely to steal from kingdoms, but to conquer them. And with them came a new age of fear along the English coast. Villagers watched the horizon nervously. Church bells rang warnings through sea mist, and across the cold grey waters, more longships were already coming.